Greetings survivors and indeed friends, welcome to your weekly dose of all the important stuff in PC Rust development, where today I have a first look at metal detectors and Rust on mobile. But first, today, over on the staging branch, we're finally able to test backpacks, and there are two distinct flavours at the moment. Also bear in mind certain things are placeholder, and costs and capacities are all subject to change. So there are two backpacks. First, a small one, which is a default blueprint, costs 5 sewing kits and 50 cloth to craft, and gives you an extra 12 storage slots. Second, there's a large backpack, model's just a placeholder, and which is not craftable or researchable at the moment. Which is confusing because it says it's handmade. Yes, but not by you. It must be handmade by extremely skilled scientists or something. And this one gives you a whole 30 slots extra storage. Both of them go unsurprisingly in the backpack slot, same as parachutes, and thus can be worn with hazzies as well. Just don't get them confused with a parachute, otherwise you could find yourself skydiving with a perish-chute. Once equipped, just click on it in your inventory to open it, and off you go. Important things to note though, if you put a weapon in it, it will still count as in your inventory and show on your body, which actually looks like it's poking out of the top here. I'm sure that's unintentional, but it made me chuckle. According to a recent tweet from Alistair, there will be no movement speed nerf to backpacks, hooray, but they will have some disadvantages which will be trialled on staging, with one potential option being that using a backpack will cause you to burn more calories. It looks like you can't put backpacks with stuff in back into your inventory or into other backpacks, which makes sense because that's the first thing anyone's going to try to do, and so replacing a backpack with stuff in with any other backpack, etc., will cause it to be dropped on the ground. Backpacks on the ground can be opened and looted or picked up and worn by holding E. Also important to note now is that the diving tank is being changed to use the backpack slot, although this hasn't been merged to staging yet. When I get more details about this stuff, I'll let you know, so stay tuned. As we're not yet out of early January, development work's still on its way out of hibernation, but there are a number of things being worked on, and don't forget, if you want a full rundown of everything I know about that's coming in 2024, then check out last week's vid. The other thing apparently coming in February's patch, and that will also be available for testing on staging from next week, is the metal detector, and here's the first footage of it. I must say that I've been told the detector won't have the UI shown here on release. This is an early version. As you can see, there will be sounds to show where stuff is, and when it's located, a small flag will appear. This can then be dug up with a shovel, which I'm told will not be a separate item, but incorporated into the detector itself. It is currently planned to be craftable, and lots of different loot will be able to be found with it, but a full loot pass needs to be done, and I'll show you more on this when I get my hands on it. In other works in progress, the compound's getting a redesign, as you know, and there seems to be a lot of commit around this currently. There are some new cosmetic flowers being worked on, namely roses. I think I can probably guess what that's for. There are some adjustments being made to repair costs, mainly affecting auto turrets, and you can read this if you like, but the TLDR of it is that the repair cost of one in HQM is reduced quite a bit. Some of you may have seen these two U2's bobbleheads that have also turned up on staging, and which give comfort when poked. Not pay to bubble at all. Apparently these are an upcoming collab for June, it seems, and the physical item will come with an in-game version, as you see here, if that's the sort of thing you're into. I'm not judging you. Personally, I don't trust something with a head as large as its body, but that's just me. There's work on new explosions FX, more work on player rigs, and with that in mind, I noticed this tweet from Alistair also, which gives context. There is a long-term project we're working on, which is to revamp the player model, animations, and address some key problems with the player models. After that, we'll begin looking at the possibility of a player editor. This is all long-term projects for release in 2025. So there you have it. You might finally get that player customization you've been foaming at the Ioka for. I still don't think this is a good idea, but that's just me. There are improvements coming to the map vendor UI. It's Trust in Rust this weekend, also with some Twitch drops. As you can see here, there are some door vehicle physics changes being worked on in an attempt to stop vehicles getting stuck indoors. Not indoors. Tutorial Island is still rumbling along in the background, and there's work on a new M939 truck model, but I can't tell if this is just going to be a prop or something that moves. Watch this space for any more details I get. And breaking news, just today we are told that Rust will be getting a mobile version finally that will be announced by the end of this year. It's being published by Level Infinite, and well, you tell me what you think to this one. What? Do you chaps not have phones? Oh, and if you were ever a fan of the Ruin project, or the idea of playing Rust on a Minecraft map, or indeed GTA San Andreas, or indeed Rust in Space, then you should definitely give the vid I posted yesterday a watch. If you haven't already, go and see it after you've finished here. There are some exciting things afoot, and I think you'd like to know about them. That's about all there is to show and tell at the moment, but come back next week and I'm sure I'll have much more. In the meantime, please leave a like, sub, and a comment below and tell me what you think. You can find me on Twitch and lots of other places, including my Steam group, and also support my work here via Patreon, YouTube memberships, and super thanks. I shall catch you all soon, but in the meantime, keep calm and stay rusty. Cheerio. Backpacks.